Hello everyone, I'm Evangelina. Today I'm going to give you a tutorial on how to use Google Calendar. So once you're in your Google browser, you're going to click this waffle icon in the top right corner here. Once I click on that, I'm going to click on the calendar icon, which is with all these other Google features. Once I'm here, it takes me to the Google Calendar. Now, there's multiple ways to view your Google Calendar, and as you can see in the top right corner here, it shows you a list of all the different ways. There's day, month, and even year. But I'm just going to go with week. So to create an event in your calendar, the one way you can do it is if you're in week, you can go to the day you want. So I want it to be for Wednesday, and there's multiple times, so I'm going to go for 9 a.m. Now, it typically doesn't go with the exact time that you want it, but if that's a problem, you can always edit it here where it has a bunch of different times that you can add, or you can add your own time. 3:02. And I'll do that for you. So I'm going to set an event. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to go for 11:45 a.m. And I'm going to name the event by just going on this blue line here. I'm going to name it Computers Class. So I can choose the day that I want it, which is just on this Wednesday. And I can also choose if it's all day by clicking that. But I just want it at this time that I already set that, so I'm going to leave it there. Another thing you can do is you can select the time zone. But I'm just going to be using Pacific Time, Los Angeles. So I'm going to click OK. And now I have that. Now another thing you can do is you can choose whether this event repeats or not. It can repeat daily, weekly, monthly, or annually, but I'm just going to do it weekly on Wednesday. And now I can add a guest. So I'm going to type in their email, and it's going to invite them to my event. Now you can also edit the guest permissions. For example, this guest can invite others and see the guest list. But I can edit that too if I want them to be able to modify the event or not see the guest list and things like that. Another thing you can do is if you want all guests to be able to have these permissions, you can set that as the default. And as you can see in the bottom here, it told me that I did that. So another thing I could do is I can add if I want a Google Meet to be part of this. So a Google Meet is basically like a meeting or a Zoom. And so I can add this function so that when the person clicks on the event, they have the option to join the Google Meet. And I can copy the info. I can edit the video call options. See all the different things. Click save. But for this meeting, I don't really want a meet for this event. So I'm just going to click the X and it doesn't add it. Another thing I can do is add a location. So I'm just going to put in the location I want. So I want the Saratoga Library. And it shows me right here. So I'm going to select it. And it shows me it. Another thing you can do with this event is you can click this map icon right here. It gives me a preview of it in the Google Maps. It's loading. And now I can see my location here, the Saratoga Library. Now I'm just going to click this X, and I can still see other things about this event. Now I'm going to add a description. So my computers class with Evangelina. And I can also add notes like no Google meeting, etc. I can also bold things and italicize them and underline and all these other functions. And if you want a more detailed video on going into that stuff, be sure to leave a comment below. Another thing you can do is add an attachment. So I can choose something from my Google Drive. It's going to show me all my recent things that I have. I can upload something from the internet, choose things that are shared with me, starred, etc. So I'm going to choose something that's in my drive. I'm going to insert it into the meeting so I can look at the image if I need that. Now I can also choose what calendar I want this event to be in. And I'm going to get into making different calendars in a second. But as you can see, I don't have any other calendars at the moment, so only let me do it in the TechMeKit. But you can also choose different colors for the event. But I'm just going to leave it at this blue. And I can also add a notification for this event so that it'll remind me if I have it. So I can choose 10 minutes before, or I can do other things like one day before. I can choose all these other options. Or if I don't want that, I can just click the X right here. Now I'm going to save this. I'm going to choose to send invitations. I'm going to allow the person to see the file. And you click invite right here. And now I've shared my computers class and shared it with this person, so they're going to get an email asking them if they'd like to join. Now I'm going to exit out of that. And before I'm going to get into reminders and tasks, I'm going to show you how to create your own calendar. So I'm going to go to this plus right here in the bottom left corner. I'm going to choose options. I can subscribe to a calendar, create my own, browse calendars, choose from URL or import, but I'm just going to create my own calendar. So I'm going to name the calendar Computers Classes, because if you have something that falls into a genre and you would find it easier to have it like this, then this will definitely work for you. So I'm going to name it Computers Classes are annually, and I can add other notes if I want. I can also choose the time zone, but I'm just going to leave it like this, and the owner, which is me, TechMeKit. So I'm going to click Create Calendar, and it's going to show me right here, and it tells me that I created it successfully. So now it's going to give me an option to start a new calendar, but I've already done that, so I'm just going to click this back arrow in the top left corner. Now, as you can see, it adds right here Computers Classes, which is another thing I have. So now if I go to make another event, I can choose right here. It's going to give me an option to add it in TechMeKit or Computers Classes. So this, I want Computers Classes. And so now I'm going to click Save. And if you didn't notice, it did the default options of what it does for an event if you choose it to be in that area on the screen, because I didn't edit anything else. All I changed was the calendar. So now that I did that, another thing you can do with Google Calendar is create a reminder or a task. So I'm going to choose here this day, and I'm going to add a task. Now the thing about tasks and reminders is that you can't put them in calendars, but you can do them. So I'm going to add the title for my task, do laundry. I'm going to put the task to do at 10:30 a.m. because I don't want it all day. And I can also choose a repeat. So daily, I have to do the laundry and add a description. Get laundry from dryer. And I can also choose for it to be in my task. As you can see, I can't put anything else, so it's only in my tasks. I'm going to click Save, and now I have a task. And another thing you can do, the last time I'm going to be going over this video, is add a reminder. I'm going to go to Reminder, and I'm going to choose what I want this reminder to be. I'm going to say Practice Coding. So I'm going to choose it for this day, which I already have it at. I'm going to choose a time for me to get the reminder, 7:15 a.m. I'm going to choose for it to repeat monthly on the third Thursday. I'm going to click Save, and now I have all the different things I want. Now I'm going to go here and then choose to view this in month, and you can see all the things I've added. Now, say I want to be able to only see my computers classes. I can exit out here of all the other calendars and things I have, so I can only see the stuff that's on my computers class calendar. Or I can select multiple, like I only want to see the stuff on TechMeKit and computers classes. And birthdays is another thing that will go into your Google contacts, which we can go over another video. And I can also see the reminders and tasks and holidays in the United States. I hope this video was helpful to you, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!